So I cracked pocket aces, and I actually felt kind of bad for the guy. I was like, maybe we should go find him and just be like, here, you could have it back. But no, 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 that's not how it works, right? Anyways, guys, we got a good one to go over here today. Definitely want you to stick around to the end with me. It's going to be a little bit shorter because, honestly, we kind of just hopped in and things just sort of happen. So sit back, buckle in, and we're going to, get into this. Also, I want to say, if you guys are not in our community right now, I don't know why you're not in it. It is time to make the leap. That's going to be in the pinned comment. Also, if you could tap the like on this, and let's do our thing here. And for the most part, I was not doing anything out of the ordinary, playing pretty tight, aggressive, you know what I'm saying? And we just had a moment coming up here where, yeah, you're just going to have to wait for it, okay? That's all I'm going to say. But really the first hand we got here was an ace queen suited, which was kind of nice. Didn't expect it. I was actually thinking maybe we're just gonna get it all in here and lose and we'll just call it a day. But that's not how it went down. Anyways, I think player four is gonna kick it up here and then we're gonna raise it up. I think to like the 45 piece, as I like to say. And yeah, we got a min here to 10. So annoying. So annoying when people do this min thing. I just don't understand it. I've never understood it, but people do it all the time. And it's like, what are you doing? Anyways, let's see. I think I went to maybe the 42 piece. Yeah, looks about right. I think that's pretty fair. Okay. I'm actually expecting a call here, which is totally fine, and hopefully we get some clubs on the board. Let's get some clubs out there. All right, he's gonna make the call pretty quick here. Not a whole lot to think about, and of course we bricked. Nothing out there for us. Just bad news. We're not blocking anything either. It's hearts, but I'm still gonna continue here either way. You know what I'm saying? We can't just like play sheepishly. We got to continue here. If we're up against hands like king jack, king queen, we could still hit an ace on the turn. We do have some ways we could get out of this if he does call here, but checking does not make any sense. Anyways, he folded it. I think my play was fine. It was just not the flop we were hoping to see. It is what it is, and we move on. All right, so the next few hands I'm kind of just going to be in the mix a little bit here as far as folding and pretty standard stuff. But like I said, you guys got to stick around because it is going to get good, and you just got to see this pocket aces get cracked. It was like, oh, and it's hard to put into words. It's just hard to put into words. That's what it is. But sometimes you have these moments, kind of make or break, and you have to make decisions. It really, when it comes to playing this game, it really is just about making good decisions. If you make good decisions for a long enough or extended amount of time, then things are going to happen, right? But it's what it is at the end of the day. You're always trying to outplay the people at your table and make good decisions. That's what this all comes down to. You throw all the everything else out the window, GTO, everything. I mean, it's making good decisions and just outplaying your opponents that you're sitting with. I don't think we need to overcomplicate it, and that's kind of how I approach playing. I try to exploit players, and I use different things, strategies, things like that against them. It's just how I do this. Might be a little bit confusing for some, but I've been doing this long enough now where it's my confidence is just through the roof. I mean, as it should be. You do something for a long enough amount of time, you better be good at it. Otherwise, why are you doing it? All right, 2-5, let it go. Not going to get involved with that at all. And see what we got next. All right, Jack 8 off. Another standard fold. And the thing, too, you don't want to be opening from early position with, hands that are just not very good. It just puts you in a bad spot. Now here, we had a Jack 10. I was kind of like on the fence. Player 6 is going to open here. I just decided to get rid of it. I mean, we were second to act here. I could have called, it would have been fine, but I let it go. If it was suited, obviously, I'm making a call. But because I was second to act with, 1, 2, 3, 4 players after me, I just was like, all right, we'll just let it go. All right, and nobody got involved with that one anyways, so it's all good. All right. This hand I really wanted to see a flop with. So player 3 is going to open to the 11-25. It's going to back to player 5. And here's the thing. He's going to kick it up, I think, to what, 41. Um, to me, we were already in the big blind, you know, but this is what, like 8x for us to, make that call. I just let it go. It was a disciplined laydown. However, I really wanted to see a flop. And we would have been put in the blender here anyways. We had a pair of fours, and then if player five's got an overpair, we would have been in a tough spot. So, it is what it is. Look at this. Player 3 putting in the raise here. All right. Yeah, so all good right there, all good. Even though I wanted to see the flop with Jack 4, we folded it. Okay, so we're making some progress here, kind of getting through this. Ace deuce. Think I am going to end up folding this. Kind of another close one, but I just let it go. All right, and then what, pocket sixes I want to say we have here? Yeah, okay, so pocket sixes. I'm curious too. Feel free to comment below on this one. Would you guys have maybe played the sixes differently here? I was actually thinking about it a little bit. I'll explain as we kind of get there. I think player 6 is going to, open raise here. We're just going to call. We still got, what, 1, 2, 3 players stacked behind us. And plus, you never want to, like, put in a lot with small pocket pairs. You're really trying to get to the flop, without having to put a whole lot in there. And, of course, that 5 couldn't have been a 6, okay? Now, player 6 is likely repping, a lot of ace-x type hands, maybe some king-queens, maybe some jack-queen suited type hands, you know what I'm saying? So, but I decided to float this, basically keeping my fingers crossed and maybe we hit a 6 on the turn. We did not. And that jack's actually a really bad card for a lot of reasons because it's going to hit his range a lot. Like I said, queen-jack, ace-jack, and then you've got some other hands like king-queen, or even ace-king, isn't going to fold, in my opinion, because they could still hit a straight on the river with a 10, or just a lot of ways. So I let that go, but I'm curious. Would you guys have folded that? I do think it was the discipline laid down. It was just really, for whatever reason, like, it was kind of bothering me a little bit. Which brings us up to the moment, okay? It brings us up to the moment with a hand that you're going to be like, are you serious, man? All right, so we got an ace-4 suited. I do say this quite a bit. I like to play a lot of these ace-x suited type hands. I will see flops with them all the time. I will call a lot of re-raises with them because you just never know. And it's not like ace-4 is a monster. It's good. Ace-5 suited would definitely be a lot better than an ace-4 suited, but still, we got an ace-x suited. I'm going to make a call here. And I think it's going to come around to, I want to say it was player 4. He's going to put in a raise here. And you see a lot of the re-raises, in especially at like this stake, it's usually around like the 40 to 50 piece. Usually, okay. But I think player 4 is going to go a little bit larger than that. I want to say he went maybe to like, I think 80. I mean it was pretty, it wasn't small. I want to say it was like 80. Let's see. See, he was thinking about it here a little bit. It might have been the 60 piece. Nah, he went very large. So, he's obviously telling us a couple things. Ace king suited, pocket kings. Now, pocket ace is going to be a lot less likely because we have an ace, you know what I'm saying? It's still possible, but if you're holding an ace, for somebody to have pocket aces, it doesn't happen that often, It still happens. It just, you have to think about it like that. What hands are we blocking? So fair to say, player 4 could have a lot of pocket kings here and a lot of ace king, okay? And then that's what we're going to be putting him on. I'm not going to be putting him on pocket aces because we have an ace, okay? So we're just going to kind of rule that out. So if I make this call, it's a little bit risky, but at the same time, we're pretty deep in this. And, I could also outplay him if he's got, ace king. If he's repping an ace king, I could still maybe outplay him on the flop. Gonna make a call here. It's pretty loose. I wouldn't recommend making this call a lot of the time, but like I said, you never know. We're pretty deep in this. Player six is gonna fold. I don't know. It was taking him so long to make a decision here. It wasn't like that big of a deal. It's like, dude, come on, man, make a decision. All right, so he's gonna fold it. I had quite a bit of time to think about this too, based on how long player six was taking to make a decision, and my decision was to make a call here. It's gonna come back to player two. Player two, you know what to do. Just get out the way, and we are going to see the flop. And the flop was very interesting. We have the hard draw. There's a king out there. Pocket kings was in his range, I think, so we could be a little bit scared of that, for sure. Question is he going to continue here, or would he do like a sneaky check over to us if he's got pocket kings? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. But anyways, I made a decision here to do what I was going to do, okay? We could have checked this. Instead, I just jammed, okay? And, another risky line to take here. He is going to make the call, and I think you guys are maybe going to be a little bit, like, wow, because I didn't think this was really possible in this spot, but check this out. And I don't even know what was taking him so long to call here. Now that we're kind of running this back, I slowed it down a little bit, obviously. He's going to have pocket aces, so we're not looking too good here, except the turn gave us the biscuits, okay? He's drawn dead. But for real, I could not believe, and look at that. I mean, the straight would have come, but we had the hearts. I just, these kind of things happen when you're playing. You don't see that all the time, really, when you're holding an ace with somebody with aces like that. A lot of the time it's more like ace king, and we definitely did our thing right there. And I thought it was a pretty cool spot to go over. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed another one. If you're not in the community, like I said, check out the pinned comment. You got to get in it. Subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching this, and we'll see you in the next one.